All right, do you want me to start talking right away or?
Yeah.
Okay. Hank. All right, so when a dog gets dropped off, it's very short and sweet. We pretty much just have the owners give us their food, a little bit of like talking about goals with their dog, and we go in. So of course it's gonna be dependent on each dog. This is a young dude. He was immediately like, you guys are my new besties. So I'm not concerned about him like going at me or anything like that. So this will just feel a little bit more lackadaisical, easygoing. I open up, I let him pull on through. I am not concerned about his behaviors right now. We do expect the dogs that are in here, obviously it depends on if dogs are new. It's not always gonna be picture perfect, but I do expect dogs to stay relatively calm when we come in. If I know I'm gonna have a dog who can be more reactive in the crate or is just more boofy or whiny, we will have them set up on their e-collars. We have the remotes ready if needed, usually over there on the stairs, or sometimes I have Casey bring one specific dog's e-collar in his pocket because dogs are dogs, they're not gonna be perfect. Then I see like just what the dog's gonna do when they come in here. So he doesn't seem too fazed by there being a bunch of dogs in here. He's more like, cool, there's things for me to sniff. I typically, depending again on the dog, pop them on a tie back. I'll just kind of show you guys the process that I go through. I have these all around our kennel room. So I will hook the leash onto there. I'm typically then letting the dog stick there for a second. They'll kind of feel that out. They might start barking. They might start whining. They might start chewing on the leash, all of those kinds of things. And then I typically, realistically, get myself a little sip of coffee. I like to kind of watch what the dog's gonna do. I kind of eye them up because I try to always have a kennel ready for a dog based on their application of like, what size are they gonna be? Sometimes the owners get it right, sometimes I get it wrong, vice versa. But the crate that I have set up for him, I actually do think is gonna be the perfect crate. So I have this all ready for him, all cleaned out, so that I can start the kennel work pretty shortly after drop off. But what we do is we come in, again, I do that, and then we take some stories. So one of the best things that I like to capture on our stories is a little bit of the before footage, and so do the owners. The owners love to see it. It's great for business building. You know, people saying, wow, that dog just got dropped off acting crazy, pulling. And then after the first session, they're doing so much better, great progress. So how we do this is either Casey or I take the dog and walk out the door. So I'm gonna give Casey my phone. So I get it set up on my story version of Instagram, and then I'm gonna give this to Casey, and he's gonna go outside on the opposite door. What I like to do is I like to kind of like have a brand look for drop-off day. So we have the same sort of story for every single dog, unless it's a dog, honestly, that comes in like super intense, muzzled, just like we need to get them in here and just let them decompress with us. But usually how we start it is this. So Casey's gonna go on out, and then I will be out there in just a second with Mr. Hank. Okay, Bubba. Yep. Make sure you got the story too. Oh my goodness. So I let the dogs just completely act however they're gonna act. This, per his owner, is very normal on leash of, I'm excited to see everyone and everything. I'm gonna pull, I'm gonna choke myself out, all of that. Hanky! Where you going, man? Where you going, man? All right. And then normally, are you still recording?
Yeah.
Okay, like what angle were you getting there?
I was cleaning the camera.
Jeez. So, Hank, come here, Bubba. Sit. Do you notice it? I like to get a little Hank. Chaotic day one photo. Hi, man. Hi, cutie. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at you. Cute. I just took a little video of him. And then I saved drafts, and then I'm actually gonna go in and take an actual photo. What's funny about day one photos is a lot of time they're still cute, but it's like, oh, good boy. It's like by the end of day one, I can actually get like really straight on pictures. He's actually doing a very good job. Look at those teeth! Goodness!
Handsome.
Those are very nice white teeth you have, man. All right. Should we get to work? Should we get to work? I love when I can immediately just love up on the doggies because they like it. But I also appreciate the ones that don't, and it's okay. Should we go get to work? Let's go. Let's go. So if you haven't noticed, I'm pretty like go with the flow with them initially. It's just like drag me around, that's fine. Rush through the doorways, that's fine. They don't know. So it's like, why would I try to like muscle through it? I will hold on to it if I'm getting dragged around, but there's just no point to it. So what I actually typically do right off the bat is try to pop them into the crate. Chip, down. All dogs come in kennel trained. So that means they're comfortable going into their crate at home, sleeping in their crate. His owner actually adopted him about 2 months ago and said that he literally like right off the bat was 100% great in the crate. He might be a little bit like, you can see him backing up here because there's like other dogs around. It's not his crate at home. So we'll just see how he does. Hank, just guide the dog in here. Good job, buddy. I keep the leash on them. And I'm just gonna close the door while I get myself all prepped to work with him, okay? So I am going to work with him to start with his food. I am guessing being a lab mix puppy, he's gonna be pretty dang food motivated. No, Jordy. That's an example. You guys might not be able to hear it because I'm wearing a microphone, but like some of the dogs start like, he's a graduate of many years. He's back for boarding, given a little bit of whining because, you know, there's other dynamics going on. Held him accountable for that. So that's kind of like what the day one does look like of like bringing the dogs in. We have to navigate the other dogs. And then clearly Kid is just like, what am I doing here? I keep the leash on him. I'm watching to make sure he's not like chewing it. If he does, he does. I'll go in there and take it out. I've had dogs chew through a leash because I don't look for 2 seconds. It happens. But the next part of this process, and we have videos on our YouTube channel, is I'm gonna start right away with some of our tone follow work with him. So getting the e-collar on him, starting with that tone sound, Hank, having him head my way. Some dogs I don't start right off the bat. So Minnie, who you guys have seen that engagement video that I did, the St. Bernard puppy, she's one that I actually did just a little bit of like engagement leash work because she was very like unsure of me at first. I just didn't want to lay on too much for her right away because I felt like she couldn't handle that. Hank came out the door like, let's get to work. Like he's ready for it. So I'm going to do that same process I did with Minnie, the St. Bernard puppy, but throwing in some of that tone sound right off the bat. And that is really like what it looks like bringing a dog in after drop off. You see the drop off videos, they jump out of their car, they're jumping on us. We just bring them in and like get as much chaos out of the way if we can. And what I mean by that is dynamics of the other dogs, getting them so that, you know, they're on the tie back in here so I can get myself ready to go, grab some before footage, and then I like to get to work because I don't want it to be chaos for the entire day that the dog's here and then chaos the next day when we're starting. I want to be able to get to work right off the bat so we can start to get calm behavior in the crate. Like right now he's scratching, all of that. The reason I want to get to work right away with him is because I want to help him settle in, feel cozy, realize that like this is going to be his new home away from home for the next 2 weeks. So all this behavior, extremely normal, but I like to get to work with the dogs right away. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, man, let's do this. So after the first session, it's just going to depend on each dog on like how they're going to feel after it. Some dogs I can take further. Some dogs I notice that I'm like, you're just not ready for a lot. So we need to keep this session short. And then I'm probably gonna have to work with you extra in the afternoon. Him, I can already kind of tell, he's probably gonna be a little bit more of like I can work. Like, let's keep going, let's keep going. I could be wrong, but my guess is he's gonna probably have a pretty lengthy, good session, and then afterwards he's gonna be like a melty puppy. Like, I need a nap. And then we'll give him some time to decompress. And then later this afternoon, he'll probably come out, and it'll be just like a very quick recap to what he did earlier. But after this first session, his day will be pretty chill of like, let's show you where the social yard is so you can start doing your potties. Here's how we go in and out of the doorways. It'll be pretty simplistic after session 1 because he'll need it. He'll need that time to decompress because most often the dogs are kind of cashed. They're kind of ready to go right away, and then they're like, I need a nap now. So that's probably what day 1's gonna look like for him, but we'll see. We'll see what he offers me, and we'll kind of go from there.